do a mixture of flavours. So I've got some white peppercorns, lemon zest. You'll notice there's a bit of a theme with the flavours. There's always a bit of lemon zest involved. Some fresh dill. Finely chop that. Two ingredients you need for the gravlax is salt and sugar, because that will make your brine slightly sweet and salty at the same time. You're literally going to bury the salmon in the salt and sugar. So it's a sweet and savoury brine, and the salt goes into. Mix it together. And then you need a resealable food bag. Just tip it in there. Salmon goes in. Make sure your bag is well sealed. And then it's time for a little massage. So this is a fairly quick brine. You don't need to do this overnight. Just takes a couple hours in total. So once the sugar and salt is well massaged into the salmon, you can set it aside for 40 minutes at room temperature, and then you can put it in the fridge. You need to turn the salmon over so the brine infuses both sides. While that's brining, I'm going to cook some rice, hot stock. And the rice goes in. Cover that up. While that's cooking away, I can prepare my garnish. I'm using a mandolin, but if you don't have a mandolin, a sharp knife will do. So I have some beetroot ready cooked. If you don't want to get pink fingers, use gloves. Right. So give your mandolin a quick rinse. So same thing with the radishes. If you don't have radishes and beetroot in the fridge, you could use other vegetables. A carrot would be just as nice, some sliced cabbage. It's really whatever you find in the fridge. I need half a lemon for later, but I can slice some wedges up now. Now, the important part. I need to make my gravlax dressing. And the dressing is inspired by the dressing you have for gravlax, which is a sweet mustard, bit of honey. I like to add some Dijon mustard just to give it a bit more of a kick, and some oil to bring everything together. Dijon mustard, a little bit of honey, the runny kind, makes it easier. Sunflower oil, basically oil which doesn't have a strong taste, so extra virgin olive oil is not the oil you want to use in this dressing. Some lemon juice, squeeze that in. Some salt, and don't forget a little bit of dill for this as well. Finely chop it. Give your jar a shake to mix all your ingredients together. Have a little taste. Always good to taste it on something, because that's how you're going to eat it anyway. Perfect. Right, so I've got my dressing, I have my garnishes, just need to peel my horseradish. This bit is what I love the most. It's that spiciness you're going to add to the dish. It's very similar to adding some wasabi to your poke bowl. I'm going to grate some of this. This has been sitting at room temperature for enough time, so I'm going to put it in the fridge until I need it. Time to get the salmon out the fridge. Before you can use it, you need to give it a little rinse. Otherwise it'll be too salty and too sweet. So you want to give it a little pat down and remove any excess moisture. So you can actually feel how the brine has changed the texture of the fish. It's become a lot firmer, denser, colours slightly intensified. So just want to slice even slices. Don't make it too thin, don't make it too thick. So I've got like about just over ½ centimetre there. So that usually helps to have a very sharp knife when you're doing this. Okay, now it's all about bringing everything together. Rice. I've got some of the beetroot, some radishes. And then I have some of my favourite Swedish pickles from the fridge. So I've got pink pickled onions and some pickled cucumber. They really add that extra Swedish touch to the dish.
To make your own pickled cucumbers, bring 400 millilitres of water, 300 millilitres of vinegar, 100 grams of sugar, 30 grams of salt and a bunch of fresh dill to the boil. Stir and leave to cool before adding 750 grams of sliced cucumbers. Store in a sterilised jar.
Don't forget the salmon. Give your dressing a little stir before you put it on. A bit of a spicy note with the horseradish. Put as much or as little as you like. And then one last touch, a sprig of dill. And that's my Swedified Hawaiian version of a poke bowl.